Hello, English learners. Welcome back to Roy English Talk, your friendly space for mastering real-life English. I'm your host, Natasha, and today I've got something special for those of you who are ready to take your English to the next level. Ever find yourself stuck using the same basic phrases in English, like, "How are you?" "I'm fine," or "Can you help me?" If you're aiming to sound more like a native speaker and less like a textbook, you're in the right place. In this video, you're going to learn real, advanced English phrases that native speakers use every single day, but that most learners never get taught in class. These are the expressions that go beyond grammar rules and vocabulary lists. They're the phrases that give your speech flow, emotion, and most importantly, confidence. So, what kind of phrases are we talking about? Imagine you're at a cafe. You could say, "I want a coffee," but instead you smoothly say, "Can I grab a latte to go?" That sounds more relaxed and native, right? Or when your friend shares exciting news, instead of the usual, "That's great," you respond with, "No way, that's amazing. So happy for you." These small tweaks may seem minor, but they transform your English into something truly fluent and natural. We're going to cover everything, from morning greetings to wrapping up a phone call, from making polite requests to reacting in tough moments. Think of this video as your daily English phrasebook, but way more useful, up-to-date, and real-life focused. Each section of this video will introduce you to powerful phrases and idiomatic expressions that native speakers use without even thinking. But we're not just going to throw phrases at you. We'll break them down, show you how to use them, and when not to use them too. You'll also learn about tone, emphasis, and emotional expression, because how you say something in English can be just as important as the words you choose. A simple change in tone can turn a polite request into a rude command and will help you avoid those mistakes. Whether you're preparing for a job interview, living abroad, chatting with native friends, or just trying to speak English more confidently, this video is your one-stop guide. Sound exciting? Let's jump into the first set of phrases. Natural greetings you can use anywhere. Number 1. Natural greetings you can use anywhere. Let's start with something we do every single day, greeting people. Most learners stick with the basics. Hi, hello, how are you? And while there's nothing wrong with those, they can sound repetitive, flat, and overly formal when used in every situation. So let's level up your greetings with expressions that are natural, casual, and widely used by native speakers in real life. One of the most common native greetings is simply, "Hey, what's up?" It's casual, friendly, and works in most informal situations. But the key is how you say it. Light tone, relaxed smile. If someone says it to you, a simple, "Not much you?" or "Just taking it easy, you?" works perfectly as a response. Then there's, "How's it going?" A flexible, go-to greeting for both casual friends and coworkers. You don't need to give a long answer here. Something short and upbeat like "Pretty good, thanks, you?" keeps the flow natural. And yes, you can also flip the greeting and start with, "How's everything with you?" or "How have you been?" If you haven't seen someone in a while, if you want to sound a bit more upbeat and energetic, try "Hey there!" or "Yo" for close friends. And if you're answering a phone call or popping into a video chat, you might say, "Hey, what's going on?" or even "Long time no see." If it's been a while, here's a great one that's often overlooked. "Good to see you." It's warm, genuine, and perfect when meeting someone in person. You could also go for "Look who it is," if you want to sound playful and surprised in a good way. In a more professional setting, especially at work or during a meeting, You'll want to keep things polished but still natural. Instead of hello, try hi there, how's your day going, or hope you're doing well. These feel more human and less robotic. You can also use friendly openers like Happy Monday, hope you had a good weekend, or nice to see you again. Now, here's something advanced. Mirror the energy and tone of the other person. If someone sounds super cheerful and says, "Hey, how have you been?" don't respond with a flat, "Fine." Match their tone. "Doing great, actually. It's been a while." This makes your interaction feel warm and balanced. Let's talk briefly about cultural nuance. In many English-speaking countries like the US, UK, Canada, and Australia, greetings often involve light small talk, even with strangers. So you might hear someone say, "Morning, how's it going?" while passing by, and they don't actually expect a long answer. A simple, "all good," or even a smile and nod works. Don't overthink it. Natural responses are usually short and casual. Now, if you're in a customer service setting or meeting someone new in a semi-formal environment, try using polite and clear openers like, "Good morning, how can I help you?" Or, "Nice to meet you, I've heard a lot about you." These show confidence and courtesy at the same time. Want to be even more native-like? Try using time-based greetings like morning, afternoon, or evening without the word good. It sounds casual and flows well. Just make sure your tone is upbeat and appropriate for the time of day. Let's recap a few go-to advanced greetings based on context. Friends, "Yo, what's up? Hey, how's it going? Long time no see." Work, "Hi there, how's your day? Hope you're well, nice to connect again." Strangers or service, "Morning, hello there. Hi, how can I help you today?" Warm and personal, "Good to see you. Look who it is." Always a pleasure. Remember, the goal isn't to memorize hundreds of phrases, but to understand which ones work in your life, with your people, and in your daily situations. Practice using 2 or 3 of these today in a real conversation or even with yourself out loud. Number 2, expressing emotions and reactions. Now, let's talk about something that's often overlooked, but makes a massive difference in how fluent you sound, how you react in a conversation. Native speakers express their emotions all the time, not just with words, but with expressions that carry feeling. So instead of saying, "I'm surprised" or "I'm happy," you'll learn how to respond in ways that sound real and emotionally in sync with what's happening. Let's start with surprise and amazement. If someone tells you something unexpected, instead of saying, "Really?" you might say, "No way." "You're kidding! Shut up!" Yes, this one is informal and playful. It means you're shocked, not being rude. "Get out of here," or "Are you serious right now?" These are the kinds of responses native speakers throw out without thinking, especially when something is unexpected or funny. They add energy to the conversation and make you sound engaged. Now, for excitement or happiness, go beyond the standard, "That's great." Try these instead. "That's awesome." "I'm so happy for you." "That's amazing. Good for you." "What a win." "That just made my day." These responses show that you're not only understanding the conversation, you're also emotionally invested in it. That's a sign of true fluency. Let's shift to empathy and support. If someone shares a problem or something sad, saying "I'm sorry" might not always feel natural. Here are some better ways to express concern and care. "That sounds really tough." "Man, I'm sorry to hear that." "Ugh, that sucks." Very casual but common. I can't imagine how frustrating that must be. Is there anything I can do? These phrases show empathy in a way that feels sincere, not robotic. They're what friends and coworkers use when they want to show they're listening and they care. Now, what about when you're annoyed or disappointed? You don't have to use big words, just tone and a few key phrases. Try, seriously? You've got to be kidding me. That's so annoying. Ugh, again? Well, that's disappointing. Using these shows you're emotionally present without sounding too dramatic or rude. Just don't overuse them, especially in professional settings. For agreement and approval, native speakers often use short, enthusiastic expressions like totally, exactly. That's what I was thinking. Couldn't agree more. You nailed it. These help keep the energy going in conversations and show that you're tuned in. When you want to disagree politely, there are plenty of ways to express your opinion without sounding too direct. Try. I see where you're coming from, but... That's an interesting point, but I think... I'm not sure I agree with that. I get that, but here's another way to look at it. These responses are softer than saying, "You're wrong," and help you stay respectful and clear at the same time. Let's add some reaction phrases for storytelling. When someone's telling a story and you want to show you're following along. No way! What happened next? You're joking! Wow, that's wild. Oh man, I can totally picture that. And then what? These help keep the rhythm of the story going and make the other person feel heard and supported. And don't forget body language. Native speakers often pair these phrases with facial expressions, hand gestures, or a change in tone. So when you say, "You're kidding," say it like you actually mean it. Your tone should match your words. That's what creates a natural, emotionally connected conversation. One more tip, don't feel pressure to sound perfect. Even if your grammar slips, when your reactions feel real, people connect with you more. That's the heart of fluent speaking, using the language to connect, not just to be correct. So here's your challenge for today. Pick 5 of these emotional reaction phrases and use them out loud, alone or in real conversation. Practice saying them with emotion. You'll be amazed at how quickly your English starts to sound more alive and natural. Number 3, casual conversations. Now let's dive into one of the most powerful fluency skills you can develop, casual conversation. Small talk, chit-chat. The everyday, lighthearted talk that fills the space between tasks, in elevators, on coffee breaks, at the gym, or before a meeting starts. These moments may seem unimportant, but they're key to sounding fluent and building real connections in English. So, how do native speakers do it? First, they don't overthink it. The goal of casual conversation isn't to exchange deep information, it's to stay connected. And that means using short, simple, relatable phrases that sound natural, even if they're not always grammatically perfect. Let's start with opening lines. How do you start a casual conversation? Try, "Hey, how's your day going?" "Busy day today? Can you believe this weather?" "I feel like this week is dragging." "Any fun plans for the weekend?" These are light, open-ended questions that invite the other person to share a bit without pressure. You're not asking for their life story, just a moment of connection. If someone asks you something similar, your reply doesn't need to be long. Try, "Not bad, just keeping busy." "It's been a crazy one, honestly." Same old, same old. Can't complain. How about you?" These responses are friendly, quick, and sound just like something you'd hear in a break room or on the street. Now, let's say the conversation continues. Maybe you want to comment on something happening around you. Here are some common ways to do that naturally. It's freezing today. I wasn't ready for this weather. That line's always long around lunchtime. They've really changed this place up, huh? I swear, traffic is getting worse every day. Notice how casual these phrases are. They're more about connecting than informing. You're offering an easy entry point for the other person to jump in. And here's something you'll hear often: filler phrases. Native speakers use them to keep the flow going or give themselves a second to think. These include, "You know what I mean?" Like, seriously. "I mean, it's just one of those days." "Honestly, I was not expecting that." These aren't formal, but they make you sound more relaxed and real. They show personality. Let's also talk about reactive listening, how to show you're engaged while someone else is talking. Try, "Totally, right? Exactly." "No way." "Oh yeah, I've been there." Sprinkle these in as the other person talks. It helps keep the rhythm of the conversation going and shows that you're tuned in. Now let's say someone starts telling you a quick story. You can keep the energy flowing with follow-up questions like, "Wait, what happened next? How did you react? What did they say? Was it as bad as it sounds?" This turns a passive moment into a shared one. It's how you go from just talking to really connecting. Another fluency skill is being able to transition between topics naturally. Let's say you finished talking about work. You might say, "Anyway, changing gears. Did you catch the game last night? Speaking of food, have you been to that new spot downtown? By the way, did you hear about—" These transition phrases help you steer the conversation without sounding awkward or abrupt. And here's a bonus: compliments. A well-placed compliment is a fantastic way to build rapport. Just keep it simple and sincere. "That's a nice jacket. Looks warm." "I love your energy today." You always have the best ideas. You handled that situation really well. These can brighten someone's day and make you more memorable in a positive way. Let's not forget casual goodbyes. You don't always have to say goodbye or "see you later." Try, "Catch you later." "I'll let you get back to it." "Take it easy. Talk soon." These are soft, friendly ways to close a casual exchange without sounding too formal or distant. So, to recap, when you're in a casual conversation, be relaxed. You don't need perfect grammar. Be curious. Ask small, friendly questions. Be real. Use phrases that reflect how you actually feel. And most of all, listen. Great conversations are built more on good listening than good speaking. Practice starting 2 or 3 short conversations today, even just at the store or in an elevator. Use one of the phrases from this section, smile, and see where it goes. Number 4, requests and offers. Let's face it, asking for things in English can be tricky. You don't want to sound too direct and rude, but you also don't want to sound unsure or awkward. The good news? There are tons of natural, native-level ways to make requests and offers that are polite, confident, and clear. And once you learn them, you'll notice how often they come up in real conversations. Let's begin with making requests. Sure, you've probably learned, "Can you help me?" Or, "Could you pass that?" Those are fine, but let's explore the advanced and real-life versions of those phrases. Instead of just, "Can you help me?" Try, "Would you mind giving me a hand with this?" "Could I ask a quick favor?" "Do you happen to have a second?" "Any chance you could take a look at this for me?" These sound polite but casual. The tone here is important, always gentle, not pushy. Even when you're asking something small, these little upgrades soften your request and help you come across as respectful and fluent. Now let's say you're ordering or asking for something in public, like at a cafe or shop. Try these. Can I get a super common and natural? Could I grab a informal and friendly? I'll go with the buh, used when choosing something. Do you have anything like when you're not sure what they offer? Notice how native speakers often use grab, go with, or get instead of just want. Saying, I'd like to grab a sandwich sounds way more natural than I want a sandwich. What about in more formal situations, like emailing a coworker or asking your boss something? Here are advanced but respectful ways to phrase it. Would it be possible to? I was wondering if you might be able to. At your earliest convenience, could you? If it's not too much trouble, would you mind? These might sound wordy at first, but they're great tools in professional environments. They show humility and courtesy while still making your request clear. Now, let's flip the situation. What if someone asks you for something and you want to say yes? Instead of just saying sure or okay, try. Absolutely, no problem at all. Of course, happy to help. Sure thing. Yeah, I've got you. Don't mention it. Each of these has a slightly different tone. Some more formal, some more relaxed. Choose based on your situation and who you're speaking with. Now, sometimes you have to say no, and that's tough, especially when you're still building confidence. But you can decline politely without sounding rude. Try these. I'd love to, but I've got something on. Unfortunately, I can't right now. I wish I could, but I've got a full plate today. I'm afraid that won't work for me. Each of these lets you say no without shutting the other person down completely. That's what makes them so useful in both personal and professional conversations. Let's move on to offering help. If you see someone struggling or just want to be helpful, use phrases like, "Do you want me to help you with that? Need a hand? Let me know if you need anything. I can take care of that if you want. I've got you covered." These are friendly, proactive, and show that you're thoughtful. In many English-speaking cultures, people appreciate when you offer help before they ask. When you're offering someone something, like food, drinks, or assistance, say, "Can I get you something? Do you want one? Would you like a coffee or tea? Help yourself to whatever you'd like. Let me fix you a plate." And if someone offers you something, don't just say yes or no. Respond naturally with, "That'd be great. Thanks. I'm good for now, but thank you. Sure, I'll take one. Thanks, I really appreciate it." Adding a simple thank you or positive emotion makes your response feel warm and conversational. Now let's talk about checking in, when you want to politely ask if someone's okay with something. This is super common in English. For example, would it be okay if mind if I join you? Is now a bad time? Just checking. Are you cool with this plan? These softeners show respect and give the other person a chance to respond honestly. Native speakers do this all the time to avoid sounding demanding. Here's a bonus tip. Tone is everything. Even if you use all the right words, a harsh tone can ruin your message. Smile, keep your voice calm and steady, and use upward inflection when asking questions. To wrap up, here's a quick challenge. Try using 3 of these phrases today. Whether it's ordering food, messaging a colleague, or asking a friend for help, practice making your English requests smoother, friendlier, and more fluent. Number 5, making plans and appointments. Let's talk about something we all do, almost daily, making plans. Whether you're meeting up with friends, setting a work meeting, or trying to reschedule an appointment, the way you handle these everyday interactions says a lot about your fluency and confidence in English. So let's make sure you've got the phrases that sound smooth, natural, and totally native. Let's begin with making social plans. Instead of saying, "Do you want to meet?" and try these casual but natural phrases. Want to grab lunch sometime this week? What do you say we catch up this weekend? Are you free Friday night? Let's get together soon. How's Thursday for you? Feel like hanging out after work? These are super common and feel easygoing. Notice how we often drop formal words like "would you like to" and use casual terms like "wanna," "let's," or "feel like." When the other person agrees, you can say, "Sounds perfect." "It's a date." Yes, even for friends. "Looking forward to it." Let me pencil that in. That means you'll tentatively add it to your schedule. Now let's say you need to confirm plans. Native speakers often do this without sounding stiff. You might say, "Just checking. We still good for tomorrow? Are we still on for 7? Still planning on meeting at the cafe? Let me know if anything changes." These little check-ins are common and help avoid last-minute confusion without being too formal. Sometimes, though, plans have to change. If you need to reschedule, you can say, "Hey, any chance we could push our meeting to later? Sorry to do this, but can we move our coffee to next week? Would you be okay rescheduling? Something came up. Mind if we shift the time?" Phrases like "any chance," "would you be okay," and "mind if" soften the message and make it sound polite and respectful. Native speakers rarely say, "I cancel our meeting." Instead, they give a reason and suggest a new time. When offering a new time, use these. "Does Thursday work better for you?" "I'm free anytime after 3. What works for you?" "Would 10 a.m. Friday work on your end?" Let me know what time suits you best. Flexibility is key here. You want to show that you're willing to adjust, which keeps the tone friendly and cooperative. In a professional setting, you'll want to keep it polite but clear. Instead of saying, "Let's meet," go with, "Would you be available for a quick chat on Tuesday? I'd like to schedule a follow-up meeting. Can we set up a time to connect? Let me check my calendar and get back to you." These are polite, confident, and used every day in business environments. When someone invites you to something and you want to accept casually, try, "Count me in." "I'm down," very casual. "Wouldn't miss it." "I'll be there." And if you need to decline, don't just say no. Use soft, polite language like, "I'd love to, but I've got something on." "That sounds fun, but I can't make it this time." Rain check? This means you'd like to do it another time. "Let's plan something for another day." These responses keep the door open and show that you still value the connection, even if the timing doesn't work out. Let's throw in some bonus casual phrases for day-to-day scheduling. Let's play it by ear. That means you'll decide later. Text me when you're on your way. Hit me up if anything changes. Let's lock it in. That means finalize the time. And here's a fun one. Same time, same place? It's a relaxed way to repeat a meeting without going into all the details again. Now, let's quickly review the most important things. Use soft openers like "wanna" and "feel like" for friends. Use polite phrasings like "would you be available" in professional settings. Always suggest an alternative when rescheduling. Keep it casual and flexible when confirming plans. And match your tone to the setting, friendly with friends, respectful at work. Your challenge for today: reach out to someone and set up a time to meet using one of these advanced phrases. Don't be afraid to play with tone and style. Practice is what makes you fluent. Number 6. Workplace English. Let's be honest, speaking English at work can feel like a different language altogether. The way people talk in meetings, give updates, or handle professional conversations is full of polite cues, indirect phrases, and smart expressions that don't always show up in textbooks. So if you want to sound confident and fluent in the workplace, this section is for you. Let's start with meetings and updates, two of the most common settings. Instead of diving in with something like, "I want to say something," use more natural openers. Just to jump in here, if I may add something, I just wanted to quickly share an update. From my side, everything's on track. These are smooth, low-pressure ways to share your thoughts without sounding too aggressive or unsure. When you're giving an update, keep it clear and confident. "We're making good progress on the project. There's been a slight delay, but we're working on it. I'll circle back with more details tomorrow. We hit a few bumps, but we're handling them." Circle back and on track are classic workplace expressions that instantly boost your professional sound. Now, let's talk about agreeing or building on someone's idea. You don't always want to say, "I agree." Try, "I'm with you on that." Totally see where you're coming from. "Great point. Just to add to that, I couldn't agree more." These show alignment while helping move the conversation forward. But what if you disagree or want to suggest a different approach? It's all about being respectful and diplomatic. Try, "That's an interesting take. Have we also considered?" "I see your point, though another way we could look at it is," "Valid point, but I'd like to propose an alternative. I'm not sure that's the best fit. Here's why." These phrases help you challenge an idea without challenging the person. That's key in a professional environment. Let's shift to email and message language, where tone matters just as much as content. Instead of "I want this" or "do this," use softer, more collaborative phrasing. Would you mind taking a look at this? Just following up on our conversation. When you get a chance, could you? Let me know your thoughts. Also, try using short closers that keep things polite but friendly. Best, thanks in advance, much appreciated. Looking forward to hearing from you. Now imagine you're in a collaborative discussion and you want to encourage someone else to speak. Native speakers often say, "What's your take on this? Would love to hear your perspective. How do you see it playing out?" Jump in if you have anything to add. This makes people feel included and keeps the conversation flowing naturally. Let's talk problem solving and addressing issues, something that comes up often in teams. Instead of "there's a problem," go with "we're running into a bit of a snag. There's a small hiccup we need to sort out. This might be worth flagging early. Let's troubleshoot this together." These phrases downplay stress while showing you're proactive and focused on solutions. And when someone does a great job, skip "good job" and try "you crushed it." Informal. "That was spot on. Really impressive work. You nailed that presentation." Praise is important, and how you deliver it makes it more meaningful. What about when you're not sure about something? Rather than saying, "I don't know," sound more confident with, "Let me double check and get back to you." "I'm not 100% sure, but I can find out." Let's confirm that before moving forward. I'll loop in person's name. They might have more insight. Now, sometimes you'll need to ask for help or clarification. Don't overcomplicate it. Try. Quick question. Do we have the numbers for that? Just to clarify, are we saying that? Would you mind walking me through that again? Not totally clear on that. Can you explain a bit more? These questions are respectful, direct, and keep the conversation productive. Here's something you might hear in project coordination or task updates. "Let's touch base next week." Means have a quick check-in. "We're aiming to wrap this up by Friday." Still waiting on approval. I'll loop you in on the email chain. And finally, in professional environments, tone is everything. Confidence doesn't mean being loud. It means being clear, calm, and respectful. Use your voice to signal clarity and openness, not tension. Let's review the golden rules of fluent workplace English. Use soft, polished language when giving input or asking for help. Be clear but respectful when disagreeing. Encourage collaboration with inviting language. Handle problems with solutions-focused vocabulary. Practice tone awareness. Your delivery is half the message. Your challenge this time: pick 2 or 3 phrases from this section and use them in your next meeting, email, or chat with a coworker. Keep practicing until they become second nature. Number 7. Handling difficult situations. Now it's time to handle the conversations nobody loves, but we all have to face: difficult situations. Whether you need to apologize, express frustration, give constructive feedback, or disagree with someone, the way you speak makes all the difference. And fluent speakers know how to balance clarity with kindness. Let's start with apologizing. You already know I'm sorry, but fluent speakers use more variety depending on the situation. For a casual, quick apology, try, "My bad. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to." If the situation is more serious, like missing a deadline or making a mistake, go with, "I take full responsibility. That was on me, and I'm working to fix it. I completely understand how that might have caused frustration." These responses show accountability, not just regret. They help rebuild trust instead of just checking a box. Now let's move to disagreeing without sounding confrontational. Instead of bluntly saying "I disagree," try, "I see where you're coming from, but I think." That's one way to look at it. Another might be, "I'm not sure I follow. Could you explain that part again?" Here's how I'm looking at it. These phrases allow you to voice your opinion while keeping the tone respectful and collaborative. It's not about who's right. It's about working toward a shared solution. Let's say you're dealing with someone who's upset or emotional. You don't want to say "calm down." Instead, go with empathy. "I can tell this is really frustrating. Let's figure this out together. I hear you, and you're totally right to feel that way. Thanks for being honest about how you feel." When emotions are high, acknowledgement is more powerful than solutions. People want to feel heard before they hear your ideas. What about constructive feedback? This is where fluency really shines, because the goal isn't just to correct, it's to encourage growth. Try these structures. "You're doing great overall. One area we could improve is..." One thing that might help even more is, "I noticed something small that could make a big difference. Can I give you some feedback that might be useful?" Notice the tone here. It's positive, encouraging, and solution-focused. You're helping, not judging. Now, sometimes you'll be on the receiving end of criticism or uncomfortable feedback. Instead of getting defensive, fluent speakers respond with, "That's fair. Thanks for the feedback. I hadn't thought of that. Appreciate you pointing it out. Let me reflect on that and get back to you. Good point. I'll make sure to work on that." Staying open and calm shows maturity and confidence. And the more open you are, the more respected you'll be. Let's look at how to diffuse tension in a conversation. You can lower the emotional temperature with, "Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's take it one step at a time. I think we're all on the same team here. Let's focus on what we can control. We can revisit this once things settle down." These phrases shift the energy from conflict to collaboration. And don't forget, sometimes the best thing to say is nothing. A short pause, a deep breath, or simply saying, "Let's take a break and come back to this," can do more than 100 clever words. Now here's a quick rundown of what fluent speakers don't say in tough moments. "It's not my fault." Sounds defensive. "Whatever." Dismissive. "You're wrong." Too aggressive. "You always do this." Overgeneralizing. Instead, focus on language that keeps things human, specific, and respectful. To wrap this section up, remember: apologize with clarity and sincerity. Disagree with empathy, not ego. Give feedback that lifts people up. Handle tension by staying grounded. And always match your tone to your message. Here's your challenge. The next time you face a difficult conversation, at work or in your personal life, try using at least one of these phrases. It's not just about sounding fluent, it's about building trust, one word at a time. Number 8. Wrapping up conversations. Ending a conversation might seem simple, but doing it smoothly is actually a sign of fluency. Think about it. How many times have you felt unsure about how to close a chat without sounding rude or awkward? In this section, you'll learn how native speakers wrap things up in a way that feels natural, polite, and confident. Let's start with casual conversations. If you're chatting with a friend or someone you know well, you can say, "All right, I'll let you get back to it. Anyway, I've got to run. Catch you later. It was so good talking to you. Talk soon, yeah?" These are soft and friendly. They let the other person know the conversation is ending, without making it feel abrupt. If the chat was spontaneous, like bumping into someone on the street, try, "Hey, I don't want to keep you. Let's catch up properly sometime. Good seeing you. Take care." These short phrases help you leave on a warm note without dragging things out or sounding too formal. Now for professional situations, you'll want to be a little more polished but still friendly. Try, "I think that covers everything. Thanks again for your time. I'll follow up with the notes after this. Great discussion. Looking forward to the next steps. Let's stay in touch." These endings show clarity, professionalism, and appreciation, all important for leaving a good impression. If you're wrapping up a phone call or online meeting, you can say, "Thanks for taking the time to chat. I'll let you go now. Let's connect again soon. I'll shoot you an email with the details." That little phrase, "I'll let you go," is super common, and it's a kind way of signaling that you're ending the call without rushing the other person. Let's talk about email endings too. Instead of just "bye," native speakers use closers like "looking forward to your reply." "Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks again for your help. All the best." And if it's someone you speak with regularly, something warmer like "take care" or "talk soon" is perfect. Finally, when ending a conversation that feels important, maybe you had a deep chat with a friend or gave someone advice, try, "Really appreciate you opening up. Glad we talked. Thanks for sharing that with me. You know where to find me if you ever want to talk again." These closings offer emotional connection and show that you value the conversation, not just the words exchanged. So here's your takeaway. End conversations with warmth and clarity. Use natural softeners like "I'll let you go" or "catch you later." In professional settings, always express appreciation. And most importantly, match the tone to the relationship. For today's practice, try wrapping up your next English conversation with one of these fluent phrases. You'll be surprised how much smoother things feel once you get the hang of it. You've just made it through a full journey of advanced, real-life English phrases. And if you've stayed with us this long, You're serious about sounding fluent, confident, and natural in your everyday conversations. So let's take a moment to recap what you've learned, and more importantly, talk about how you can actually use all of this in your daily life. We started with natural greetings, moving beyond hi and how are you, to phrases like what's up, good to see you, and how's everything going. These make your hellos feel warmer and more like real-life English. Next, we moved into emotions and reactions. Instead of simply saying, I'm surprised, or that's great, you now have a toolkit of natural expressions like no way, that's amazing, good for you, and that sucks. These responses bring energy and personality to your speech. Then came casual conversation, the glue of daily communication. You learned how to keep small talk flowing with lines like busy day today, same old, or let's play it by ear. These aren't just words, they're confidence builders. We then explored requests and offers, where you learned to sound polite and fluent with phrases like, would you mind? Could I ask a quick favor? No. I've got you covered, and no problem at all. Whether you're at work or ordering coffee, these expressions give you range and flexibility. After that, we got into making plans and appointments, one of the most common conversation types in daily life. Instead of awkward phrases like, do you want to meet? You now know how to say, want to grab lunch this week? Or, let's pencil it in. Then we dove into workplace English, where tone and phrasing really matter. You picked up real office-ready expressions like, I'll circle back, let's touch base, and could you loop me in? All things native speakers use every single day in emails, meetings, and calls. We didn't shy away from the tough stuff either. In handling difficult situations, you learn to apologize sincerely, disagree respectfully, and give or receive feedback in a way that builds trust. Expressions like, I take full responsibility, or here's another way to look at it, make you sound thoughtful and mature, not confrontational. And just now, in wrapping up conversations, you mastered fluent goodbyes like talk soon, catch you later, I'll let you go now, and thanks again for your time. These are small details, but they leave a big impression. But remember, none of this matters unless you use it. So here's your action plan. Pick 5 to 10 phrases from this video that you feel comfortable using today. Write them down, practice them out loud. Use them in real life. In a text, on a call, with a friend, or in your next meeting. The goal isn't to sound perfect, it's to sound natural. Don't memorize everything. Focus on situations. Ask yourself, what phrases do I need when I meet someone? When I'm at work? When I'm giving feedback? Replay sections of this video. Come back and repeat the phrases. Let your brain and mouth get used to how they sound. This is how fluency is built. Repetition with real use. And if you found value in this video, if you feel more confident about your English than you did before, then do this. Subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up. Drop a comment below and tell me which section helped you the most. And share this with a friend who's also trying to speak English fluently. Because learning is better when we grow together. And I promise, this is just the beginning. We've got more videos coming up on everyday English, slang, pronunciation, interviews, and so much more. So stay tuned, stay curious, and keep speaking up even when it's scary. Fluent English isn't about being perfect, it's about being real, being ready, and being you. Thanks for watching. You've got this.